What's up guys, my name is Stoody. I'd like to welcome you back to another video. And in today's video I'm going to be doing my AFL Round 6 tips for the 2025 AFL season. Before we get into this week's tips, let's go ahead and see how it went last week. So last week I got 8 out of 9 tips correct, which now moves me to a total of 37 correct tips for the 2025 AFL season. So let's go ahead and see what ones I got correct and what ones I got incorrect. So I tipped Adelaide to defeat Geelong, but Adelaide were robbed big time in that game, so that does count as a correct tip. I tipped Collingwood to defeat Sydney. I tipped Gold Coast to defeat North Melbourne. I tipped Carlton to defeat West Coast. I tipped Brisbane to defeat the Western Bulldogs. I tipped Essendon to defeat Melbourne. I tipped Fremantle to rob Richmond. I tipped GWS to defeat St Kilda. And the only one I got incorrect was that I tipped Hawthorn to rob Port Adelaide, but Port Adelaide were able to defy the match fixing and absolutely anal rape Hawthorn. Let's go ahead and get into this week's tips. So it is the Easter round, so hopefully you all have a good Easter. I've got a very busy Easter coming up. I've got 2 a.m. starts and a midnight start on Easter Thursday for work, so yeah, I'm going to be pretty tired, it's safe to say. And I'm seeing family members on Easter Friday, and they're like an hour and a half drive away. So, yeah, going to be busy. So, Thursday night, another stupid Thursday night game. Well, I guess it is appropriate because everyone has the Friday off, so I can forgive them. I think the only time a football game should be on Thursday night is the round 1 season opener, Easter Thursday, or if the Thursday falls on like Anzac Day or Anzac Eve or something like that. That's the only time we should see Thursday games. But yeah, we have Brisbane taking on Collingwood at the Gabba. I'm going to win Brisbane in this one by 14 points. I mean, this is a pretty difficult round to tip, and you know this game, Collingwood did beat Brisbane twice last year, including like last year's Easter game. But Brisbane were playing pretty poorly at the time, because I think Brisbane were winless at the time, whereas this time around Brisbane are undefeated. But Collingwood are also travelling pretty well with just the 1 loss in opening round. So this is a very interesting game. But I just feel like home ground advantage probably helps Brisbane a little bit here. And it's, I think, like 85% have gone Brisbane. So it's probably the safe option, just going for the majority in this one. Because, you know, there is one genuine 50-50 game, and then there's another game where I've gone with the 30% crowd. So it can't take too many gambles, or else you can fall too far behind in the rankings. Moving on to Friday afternoon, we have North Melbourne taking on Carlton at Marvel Stadium. I'm going to win Carlton in this one by 60 points. I think Carlton will be back in business after their belting of West Coast. I think they'll do another belting against North Melbourne. So North Melbourne are just a very, very bad team. I mean, they got absolutely smashed by Gold Coast, so that just goes to show where they're at still. I just think Carlton will be too good, too strong for North, and should be able to win this one very comfortably. Moving on to Friday night, we have West Coast taking on Essendon at Optus Stadium. Going to teaming Essendon in this one by 68 points. This might be the worst Friday night game in AFL history. Who the fuck thought of the idea to put West Coast on a Friday night? Like, how retarded can you be? But anyway, Essendon, they're going to belt West Coast, regardless of the venue. Essendon are clearly the better team, and West Coast are a joke. They've been getting smashed all over the park all year, and I can't see that changing. West Coast are clearly the worst team in the league, so I think this is a very obvious tip. Essendon, obviously. Moving on to Saturday afternoon, we have Melbourne taking on Fremantle at the MCG. I'm going to win Fremantle in this one by 91 points. Every time these teams play each other, Fremantle annihilate Melbourne. It's either Melbourne get out to a big lead and Fremantle make Melbourne choke, or Fremantle just annihilate them, and I think Fremantle are just going to annihilate them this time. I think Fremantle are starting to get in some good form. Melbourne are a joke of a team. So they'll be 0-6 by the end of this game, and then we'll be 0-7 once Richmond destroy them. So yeah, this is the easiest tip of the week. Fremantle obviously will win this one. Moving on to Saturday twilight, we have Adelaide taking on GWS at the Adelaide Oval. This is a very, very hard game to tip. GWS are definitely the better team, but it's in Adelaide. Adelaide have lost a couple in a row. But I'm going to be tipping GWS in this one by 16 points. About 60%, 60-70% have gone with Adelaide, mainly because they're the home team, I guess. But I'm going the away team in this one, basically due to form. Plus, I think GWS are the better team. At the moment, I think the Crows are a pretty good team this year, but after a couple of losses in a row, and GWS clearly showing they're the best team in the league, I just think GWS get the job done here in Adelaide. So yeah, but this one could go either way. I could easily see Adelaide getting the job done here as well. I guess we'll just wait and see. So moving on to Saturday night, we have Richmond taking on Gold Coast at Marvel Stadium. I'm going to be in Gold Coast in this one by a rigged amount. I will be attending this game, so if anyone wants to meet me, I will be at this one, 100%. There's other games there's a small chance I might go to, but this one is 100%. Met a couple of people at the Richmond-Brisbane game, so yeah, it'll be nice to meet people at this game, possibly. So Richmond have been severely robbed a home game, and what I don't understand is why is a general admission for a Richmond home game? It's bullshit. Should get reserved seats. I don't know if I should upgrade my seats. I don't know. It costs like an extra $50 or some shit, which is fucked. But yeah, Richmond will get severely robbed in this game. Gold Coast are a protected species. Also, Andrew Dillon sponsors fucking Gold Coast now, so it's pretty obvious he's a Gold Coast supporter, not a Richmond supporter. So it's pretty obvious who Andrew Dillon wants to win the flag this year. Last year I told you it was Brisbane. I told you before the halfway point of the season, I could see it from a mile away, that they were rigging it for Brisbane to win. I'm saying now that they're rigging it for Gold Coast to win the flag, 100%. So Richmond will be robbed severely in this game, as they always are. Moving on to Sunday afternoon. Why does the first Sunday game start so fucking late? What the fuck? We've got Sydney taking on Port Adelaide at the SCG. I'm going to win Sydney in this one by 5 points. This game could go either way, 100%. I guess I've just gone the home team as a safer option. Sydney aren't in the best form. I think that they're 1-3 or something going into this game, or something like that. And Port Adelaide just did the AFL community a favour, absolutely anal raping the whores. I knew Port were the better team, but I just thought they'd get robbed too severely. And they did. They got robbed very severely. I thought they couldn't defy the match fixing, but they did. So thank you to Port Adelaide for putting Hawthorn back in their place. So Port probably deserve the tip here, but I'm just going Sydney. It's just a safe option. Plus, most people have actually tipped Sydney. So, but here's the thing: my tips could definitely change throughout the week. You never know. But anyway, so moving on to Sunday night, we have the Western Bulldogs taking on St Kilda at Marvel Stadium, going to be the Western Bulldogs in this one by 19 points. Another game that can sort of go either way because St Kilda are in some good form. They just got smashed by GWS though, and they did kick a lot of junk time goals to make the scoreboard look more respectable when GWS had just basically fallen asleep in the last quarter. As for the Bulldogs, I feel like they've been doing very well considering all their injuries, and I don't know when Bontempelli comes back. We'll wait and see, but the Dogs, I think, are better than St Kilda at the moment. Now, this is a game that I was seriously considering attending as well. So basically, my family members wanted to attend this game, but it looks like now probably they're not going to want to go, well, not going to really be able to go. Just so I don't really want to go to neutral games by myself. So if anyone in the AFL community wants to go to this game with me, let me know and I'll go with someone. But if I would have to go solo, I'm not going to bother. I just wouldn't really feel like it. So yeah. But this is a game I wouldn't mind going to. But I'm not going to go to it solo because that's kind of boring, I guess. But moving on to the last game of the round. This is a game that I was also considering going to. We have Geelong taking on Hawthorn at the MCG. I'm going to win Hawthorn in this one by 1 point. The question is, who will be protected? I fucking hate these sorts of games because two severely protected species going at it. Who's going to be the one that gets protected? It's like the preliminary final last year between Geelong and Brisbane. Who gets protected? Turns out it was Brisbane, which I wasn't surprised by. I think Hawthorn are the ones that are going to be protected. That's why I'm doing them by point. Geelong are definitely the better team, but Hawthorn, but I'd say they're too close in comparison in terms of talent. Port are definitely better than Geelong, that's the thing. So I definitely can't see Geelong defying the match fixing, but you never know. They could do a Port and defy it. I definitely probably want Geelong to win, but I've got to tip the Haws. Plus, this is 50-50. It's like definitely it's like 50-50 in all the tipping comps on all the sites. So that'll probably make me want Hawthorn to win to try and get a one up on people. Yeah, if anyone wants to go to this game as well with me, let me know. Because yeah, this is a game I wouldn't mind going to either. I think tickets are about to run out though. So yeah, probably won't get a ticket to that game. But anyway, so those are my tips for round 5. Feel free to leave your tips. Round 6. Feel free to leave your tips in the comment section down below. I hope you all have a good Easter. Feel free to subscribe and comment like this. Be sure to become a channel member. Just click the join button next to my name. Also, be sure to subscribe to my Premier 18 Girls of Nick. Link to his channels in the description. Also, be sure to subscribe to my other YouTube channels. Be sure to subscribe to my podcast channel, King's Nagel Stoody. Also, be sure to subscribe to my second YouTube channel, Stoody Archives. Links to both of those are in the description. Also, be sure to join my Discord server, Discord Australian Sports Community. Link to that is in the description. Also, be sure to follow me on my other social media accounts. I have Twitter and also have TikTok. This name for all those is Stoody YT. Links to all those will also be in the description. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.